I'm going to talk about a very important school for the architectural tradition in Europe in the last century, and not so known like another school like Bauhaus, even Butemas, even you know, Black Mountain College. But I think it's a very important school. No? And now I am going to explain why. I'm trying to speak in English, but I have a very bad English. I beg your pardon for my language, my bad language. I would like to thank Politecnico de Milano, because for me it's a pleasure and an honor to be here in this very important school. From Spain, we have an idea, no, of the Politecnico. It's like it's the place of. I would like to read a short list of very important people who study here and teach here. No? The first one, Gio Ponti, Ernesto Nathan Rogers, Aldo Rossi, Marco Zanuso, Gaio Lenti, Piero Bottoni, Paolo Caccia Domignoni, Giancarlo De Carlo, Ignacio Bardella, Renzo Piano, Giovanni Battista Pirelli, Giuseppe Tarragni, maybe more. From Spain, for my country and where I study, this architect and people are very important for us, for our education, and they modeling, or they usually their ideas modeling our way of thinking. Even this image I like a lot because the first time, my first time in Milano was incredible because I didn't wait, or I didn't. Suddenly, for me, was a surprise because the architecture of the 50s was incredible. For me, it's impressive. This kind of stones, the way of build in this city, for me, is amazing. And this guy is a very important composer. Maybe everybody knows his name is Luigi Nono. Luigi Nono is an Italian composer of the second half of the 20th century, and he was born in Venezia, but he was working in Milan in the Studio di Fonologia della RAI de Milan, working with important person like Marino Zuccheri, a technician of these studios of the RAI de Milan, with another composer, very important composer, Italian composer, como Bruno Maderna and Luciano Berio. In this case, I would like, I'm going to stop because I would like you hear, you listen a composition of Luigi Nono. The name is Prometeo. Bueno, you can. Prometeo was written by Luigi Nono between 1981 and 1984. It's a sequence of 9 cantatas. It's very interesting because it's a composition about the space, the sound and the space. The first, the opening of this opera was in the San Lorenzo, in the Iglesia, San Lorenzo Church in Venice, directed by Abbado. But the idea of the space, the sound of the space, is a very old idea because every composer in the maybe 15th century, composed by the space. In this case, the space of the church was transformed by Renzo Piano with a big structure. And the idea is the sound play with the space. My lecture is, the title of my lecture is this one, is the war as design and a design for war. The war of design is the title of this book of Hotel Eicher. I don't know if everybody knows this designer and teacher of School of Ulm. And he wrote several books. In this case, in the last part of the book, there is a part. The name is The War of Design, and Hotel Eicher wrote, the war can be understood as a process of development into which one is born. Then a static model is replaced by a kinetic one. This is how we have learned to see the world since Lamarck and Darwin, and how we like to see it today under the influence of behaviorism and behavioral research. I think Hotel Eicher was a very talented guy, very talented person. In all of his book, there is a lot of sentences like this one, very clear very clever of the behavior of the life in the world, more or less. The other picture is a picture from Spain. It's a picture of the 1947. A few months later, the matador, the bullfighter, was died by a bull. You can see the very sad face of the bullfighter. This photo is dedicated to a very important artist and sculptor, Spanish sculptor. The name is Jorge Oteiza. It's dedicated by Manolete, the name of this bullfighter, to this artist. When Manolete died, Jorge Oteiza drawn 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, you can see, of the geometry of the moment. And the other day, when I was preparing the lecture, suddenly, when I take this 15 variation of the same theme of Max Bill, suddenly remind me the picture of Manolete and Jorge Oteiza. In some way, for Spain, in the middle of the 20th century, the geometry was very important. Some years after Oteiza, the book of Jorge, the picture of Jorge Oteiza, Joseph Beuys made a performance in New York in a gallery with maybe with the same theme. The idea was to live with a wild animal in the same room. In this case, Joseph Beuys lived for a week, more or less. And at the end, first time, the coyote was very angry with Joseph Beuys. At the end, they were friends. In this performance, there is, for me, there is a very important idea is the relationship with the sun, maybe a kind of landscape. In this case, a landscape is alive. This ready-made was very famous, and overall, ready-made invented by Duchamp with this piece in the museum, because In 1917, when Deschamps did this ready-made, the museums were like jewelry, the place who is jewelry, no? And to put this kind of thing in these houses was incredible. Cartier-Bresson maybe did the same, but with the reality, ready-made, but with reality. This picture is incredible because it's before the war, and the other one is after the war. Cartier-Bresson took this picture in Dessau in 1945. The war was just finished in this moment. I think the tragedy continued. No? Germany was in this area, in this year, was almost completely destroyed. I don't know if everybody knows. Maybe Carola, yes. The name is Ludwig Erhard. Ludwig Erhard in 1948. This picture. Was the economics director of the bizonal, the area controlled by Americans and Britain and England, English people, people from England, no? And he got a lot of things, but the most important for us is he got money for to do the school who generate this kind of design. Brown is a logo of Hotel Eicher, designed in the middle of the 20th century in Ulm, in the Hochschule für Gestaltung. This kind of design was very important in Europe, maybe was very important in Germany, because after the war, the design in Germany, the image of design was this one, no? It's the classical design of Bauhaus, everybody known. Even this one, no? But in the thoughts of these people, the new people, for example, Hotel Eicher was in the war, no? In the Second World War, when these soldiers come back to his homes, they need a new war. This kind of image belongs at another very old war. Even this image of AG or IG, or I know, of Peter Behrens. Now we can see like a exotical image. It's very nice, of course, but this in these years was very old, very old. Jan de Betz, a patio of Jan de Betz. Maybe for me it's a window where you can see the heaven, because in this time Europe was a little dark, no? Europe was in the shade, no? This is a window. Does anybody know what is it? Gennaro, do you know this? You know? No, nobody knows. It's very known. The size is like this one. It's not too big, small. And no. It's in Germany. Maybe Carola known as Krefeld. It's I don't know the name in English. Maybe I have here. It's a hole where you can see. The name is spy hole. You put in the door for looking outside. No, it's the door of this house, the Krefeld house. The Krefeld house. Sorry, the Lange house in Krefeld of Mies van der Rohe. At the end of the 30s, you can see the door. Alessandro with the spy hole. Nice. Maybe this kind of things in the 50s was completely finished. You know? The new ideas must be in this time organize a exhibition about the new things and the new ideas. The name is the gute form. The gute form is the idea of the things who has a very good form sometimes without author, without designer. It's only, for example, a trouser or maybe a jacket who is the designer. In this time, Maxwell gave a very important lecture about this. The name is Beauty from Function and as Function, as 1949. And I would like to read something very short. In the future, mass-market consumer goods will be the barometer for a country's cultural standing. The designers of the goods will ultimately be responsible for a large part of our visual culture, just as architects are responsible for the health developing of our cities and living places. Some people in this moment thought about the importance of the goods, no? The new goods. It's evident it seems the wind is changing in Europe in this time. And there is everybody thought that there are new point of view, no? HFG or HFG Ulm was maybe a very good example for change the world because they design a structure, a dozen system. For change the dozen, for change the country, and even for change the world. Well, you can see the structure. Maybe, well, I can translate more or less. Oh, maybe for me it's better in the next. The structure is like a Bauhaus. I don't know. Everybody knows the structure. Doesn't the structure of the Bauhaus? There is a basic course in the first year, and in the second, third, and fourth year, different departments, architecture. In this case, in Ulm, there is a department of Cine, information, visual communication, and design of product or product design. And in a kind of liquid, fluid, where is floating psychology, politics, sociology, philosophy, and economic. And they design a kind of structure for develop the ideas, no? Not only the product, the goods, not only the project of architecture, not only anything, for every one thing, no? This is a structure, no? Formulation of the theme, the thing, planning the work, of course, information about the thing, research, detailed research about if nobody else or anybody else designed something in the same way, or I don't know, develop of the goods. And the two final very important is the realization of the product, and for all was very important this last step is documentation. How you explain to the people how is the new object. No? I'm going to go very quickly because I think it's. I structure my lecture in 7 steps. You can read, but I would like to change the order because I prefer to to start in the 7 point and develop in decrease. No? Documentation. Well, everybody knows this image of the shaver machine. It's a very new idea of the life, no? And this one is the designer is Hans Gujalot. He taught in this school. The develop of this kind of, it's very important in the new architecture, in the new design, the introduction of the mathematics. This object is only mathematics. Now it's very easy to develop this kind of object with programs like Grasshopper, but it's generated only with mathematics. Lufthansa logos and the new image of the companies, the new booths for the new living. This is the middle of the 20th century. This is a design of Hans Gujalot, Maxwell clock, and every kind of support for the food, for airplanes, for the new airplanes. The Hoka of Ulm, very famous, furniture of Maxwell in Hans Gujalot, the new cars, the new public system of transport with the new buses. A strange car, maybe from Italy. This car is a little strange, but it's the first idea for the Renault Space. Everybody's pass this kind of car, and the new showing machines. You can see every object for the new life, for improve our life, no. Okay, a lot of things. No? New system today is incredible to think about this thing. It's a very rational system of bathroom with every tubes in the same place. Everyone very big pieces. Every apparato. I don't know. Every always hanging. No. The date of this design is from the first of the 60s, and the school in this idea of documentation did a very important magazine, very known, I think so. The number 1, number 2, on every one. You can see the idea of design and the idea of the layout. Very new in this time. And very clear. Suddenly, the school is changing because Maxwell was fired for the teacher. A new teacher go into the school, came into the school, and well, everything was changing. The new objects, the new mathematics objects, the new things. Always with the department of visual communication was engaged in this kind of ideas, no? How they have to show was the school, no? And today I think this system of communication works, no? Okay. The last one was in black because it's the last one. Well, because it's the last one, and the school was closed by the government for several problems. Overall, politics problems. They are a very progressist school. In this time, Germany was in a doubt, no? But for them, the American was very important. This is the day of the opening. You can see Walter Gropius with Maxwell Inge Scholl, the woman, the wife of Max Will, everyone opening the school. And some consequences of this school, years, well, not too much years of after, because it's the Olympia Games in München in 1972. This poster is of Hotel Eicher, and this kind of war, Fraiotto. I don't know if you know this. You know this area in Munich. It's incredible that the image of very new, the very new Germany. You can see. This is the building of Hochschule für Gestaltung. The architect was Masville, and I would like to tell about the building in front, the finished image of this building, and to the project. I don't know if everybody knows this picture, very nice picture of two very important photographers from Ulm, Ernst Hahn and Ernst Scheidegger, of the building. I only want to show you about this building. Wrote Peter Smithson that for Peter Smithson, this building is or was, when he wrote this text about this building, for him was the best building of the second part of the 20th century. Max Will wasn't an architect. Well, after I come about this theme. Well, I would only show you the images. The whole of building, of construction, is with one idea. Some of kind variation of the same theme. It's like a frames. You can see the frames, concrete frames, always in the good position. No, never. Maxwell couldn't think about turn the pillar. No, the pillar is in this direction, in this line. This is the border of the pavement. The pavement is a continuous pavement, like a concrete, like a asphalt, with a piece of precast concrete in the border. The whole of building is made in the same way: frame of concrete, precast concrete, and after furniture, windows of wood, bricks, concrete. Sorry. I would like to point this image because the Department of Visual Communication made these people, these teachers, Hans Kujelot. He designed the carousel of Kodak, and every design that we have seen are of Hans Kujelot. This exhibition crossed Europe during 10 years. Everybody can see this kind of picture. No? Maybe in Italy was important, this images, in Spain, of course. Realization, when I'm going dismounting the system. In the school, it's very important the space for relation between the students and the teacher with the teachers. 4 years ago, I was with Tomás Maldonado. He lives in Milano, in la Via Manzoni, and he told me about the relationship between the teacher and the students in the school. Every teacher hates to the other teacher, always in this continuous discussion. You can see in this image that maybe the ambient is happy ambient, but it's not really. The reality is not in because everyone hates the other one. And the relationship with the student, no, it was different because every one of these every teacher lived in the school. Tomás Maldonado lived during more of 10 years, and everyone lived there, and they had a very close relationship with the student. But this is the main corridor, maybe the main lobby of the school. It's very attractive because MsA always use the same system. It's the frame, but always put the light over your head. No? Every space when you go into, the light is over your head. You can see the other one, the main entrance to the school with a very sculptural stair. And the other view is the same lobby up. Now I am going to explain you who is the position, no, the building in the site. The details always very fine and very precise. Even the suites. No? This is the important space in the school as lecture rooms and more spaces. Maybe the best space for relationship is the bar. This bar designed by the teacher of the school, Hans Gujalot, Zajcek. Everybody think that this kind of furniture are from Maxville. I think is wrong. Every teacher work in the design of the school. This kind of furniture making walls, the construction. Always you can see the same, the frames of concrete, and putting different plementos. I don't know, plementerias. I'm going to go faster. I would like to point this picture because the most important thing of the construction was the movement of the soil, of the ground. It's like moving. The main thought of Maxville was moving every wall, every ground. But at the end, you can see what is the movement, no? The main spaces. I put these images because every room is made with the same materials, always raw, very raw materials. The holes you can see are for the lamps and concrete. The same space you saw before, without the boots in the ceiling. Picture of the construction, floors. And on the other hand, during the construction of the school, the students were working in another part of Ulm. And at the same time, they fabricate this kind of object, no? In this case, is with Joseph Albert's class, the Joseph Albert class. Is a construction in paper. Or this one, right now, our students fabricate this kind of object with grasshopper and laser cutting. In this time, with I don't know the name in English, for cutting woods and drawing, always drawing. The idea of Maxville is move the same thing over the ground, the landscape, moving the same, no more or less, adapting maybe to the level codes, no, the ground, no. ¿Cómo dices? Las curvas de nivel. high level, no sé, ISO level, no sé, no. The main plan, or one of the first one, because at the end they didn't build some parts. This one, houses for the teachers, and this tower for the students. Weren't built. You can see the perspective, the school. Every volume is the same, square volumes, but adapting to the landscape and generate this kind. You can see after the next slide. You can see what kind of spaces generate this kind of movement. No, very simple. Operation generate an amazing building. When I knew this building very well in pictures and publication test, but when I was there the first time, for me was incredible. I don't know if some of you know this building there, but it's incredible. The precision of the piece. The first model, I can explain you very quickly how this building works.
I think you have 5 minutes more.
Okay.
So I don't think you can go into these details.
No, it's only it's like a corridor. You can see a corridor connecting or link every part. The main entrance, the lobby with the glass to the landscape or to the forest. You saw this stair to the other plans. No? It's joined with different volumes. The cafeteria with the different parts, and always in a corridor linking the different apartment for teacher and guest teacher, students, like this building are a mix between workshop and living. You go up for this stair, you take this corridor. In this corridor you can see the main lobby with different parts and the first workshops, and you go up with this stair and you reach the main, the image of the very big workshop for metal, plaster, wood. Okay. In detail, the different parts, original plans of Maxville. It's not it's so easy to understand the plan, but it's very simple at the same time. Well, this is the plan of the very big workshop with the different workshop for different material, even plastic. Section, very quickly. Section over the main stair, go into the glass. I am going to different section. I put this section because it's very important to understand the shape of the site. One example, this is a block for students and teacher, mix between the workshop and living. It's a strange building. This you can see the section of the land. You go into for this corridor and go take the stair and go into. Is this part? The door, the stair behind the door, and you can go up. A picture of inside. This is the Maldonado room. One of the living room. Detail of the doors. Every part is designed very simple, but designed for of students and teachers. The design of side check of the the main lamps of this. You can see banks, the bar. Here, it's very important the development of the classrooms. I am going to talk about the teachers. This guy is Konrad Baxman, Miss van der Rohe with Hugo Herring, Tomás Maldonado, semiotics and icons, design of icons. Bueno, it's a research of Tomás Maldonado, very interesting guy. He was born in Argentina. He belonged to the Arte Concreto movement, and he painted this kind of painting. Geometry, Hans Gugelot, he designed every machine for sound, and maybe you can recognize every image of Braun is of Hans Gugelot. Max Bense, a philosopher. Joseph Albers. Johannes Itten from from Bauhaus, the same of Joseph Albers here. Friedrich von der Berke, Gildebar, a very good friend of Max Bill, painter from Holland. Very important teacher, his name is Herman Barabal, or Baraballe. He designed he developed a new system of teaching of geometry. Now you can see this is drawing of the students without computer, by everyone by hand. For example, only with squares. Zajcek, with this kind of design of Zajcek. The first column for the dentist, medicine. Okay. Bueno, the development of the teacher. During the development of the project, okay, Gennaro, 2 minutes. Okay, bueno, Maxville, the work of Maxville in the 20s, 30s, always the importance of the geometry, the relationship between objects in the same plane, the development of geometry and mathematics, and idea of the new ideas of semiotic of Tomás Maldonado. Discussion, these people, this guy is like Mr. Fuller. He was in the school too. A very important project of Hannes Meyer in Bernau for a school. I think is the main influence of Maxville for design. No, you can see the corridor linking the whole school. Another very strange project of Pei and Walter Gropius in China. The first sketches and the first designer of Bill. Very quickly, this area is an old castle for the military people. Ulm, the city of Ulm is over there, and this is the area choose for putting the school. The name is Kuberg, the mountain of the cow. It's in this area. Put the school. Donau River, and this part of this is the city center. Okay. The area, the first time of Maxville in the site. The military castle, old castle, it was used by the Nazis during the war. The first model. Right now I'm finishing. This is the first structure did by between Maxville and Hotel Eicher and his wife Ingersoll for develop the idea of the school. Max Will in the Bauhaus when he was a student. And Max Will was a strange people, his wife, photographer. You can see how was he. And he transformed in an architect. Okay. The main people for the education of the school is Hotel Eicher, Le Scholl, Max Will. Okay. Okay, Gennaro.
Thank you.